Boys and girls, let's sing about a bluebird. Ready, let's sing all together.
Bluebird, bluebird, through my window. Bluebird, bluebird, through my window. Bluebird, bluebird, through
Lots of
my
air.
window. Oh, Daddy, aren't you tired?
Thank you, boys and girls. Now just be my echo. Wah, 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 wah.
Wah, 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 wah.
Weep, 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 weep. Try this one, too. Weep, 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 weep. Now I know that you don't know this song, just listen. Rosie, darling, Rosie, ha ha, Rosie. Rosie, darling, Rosie, ha ha, Rosie. Bless you. Way down yonder in Baltimore, ha ha, Rosie. Need no carpet on my floor, ha ha, Rosie. I will sing the call like this, ha ha, Rosie. You can sing the response, it's that, ha ha, Rosie. Get it?
Ha ha, Rosie.
Yeah, and it's weird. Ha ha, Rosie. Go.
Ha ha, Rosie.
Okay, good. I'll sing the call, you sing the response. Rosie, darling, Rosie. Ha ha, Rosie. Rosie, darling, Rosie. Ha ha, Rosie. Way down yonder in Baltimore.
Ha ha, Rosie.
Need no carpet on my floor.
Ha ha, Rosie.
Try this. Ha ha, Rosie.
Ha ha, Rosie.
The big fat biscuit shooby-loo. Just from the oven, shooby-loo. Boy, jump over yonder, shooby-loo. There is another response in this song. It sounds different. It sounds like this. Shooby-loo.
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 Big fat biscuit.
Shooby-loo.
Just from the oven.
Shooby-loo.
Boy, jump over yonder.
Shooby-loo.
Let's do the whole song together. Big fat biscuit. Shooby-loo. Just from the oven.
Shooby-loo.
Boy, jump over yonder.
Shooby-loo.
It's shooby-loo. Thank you, boys and girls. Let's just try this. You sing shooby-loo, and I'll sing something different. Except, your job next round is going to be what I'm doing now. So even though you're going to sing that response, shooby-loo, I'd like for you to pay attention to what I'm doing because you have to do it next. I'll go first. You give me that response. Do, do, re, mi, shooby-loo. Do, do, re, mi,
Shooby-loo.
do, do, re, mi,
Shooby-loo.
Switch jobs. You do what I did. Got it? Ready, set, and hear you sing. It's do, do, re, mi, My turn. Shooby-loo. Hold on. Do, do, re, mi. That's all it is. Ready, do it now. Do, do, shooby-loo. Re, mi, shooby-loo. Shooby-loo. Thank you, children. The other day I saw a squirrel in my yard. And you know who else saw the squirrel? My cat. My cat was standing by the window, like whiskers quivering, looking at it like a crazy animal. And the squirrel was just trying to run up and down the hickory tree. Maybe you remember this from long, long ago. Take a listen. Let us chase the squirrel up the hickory, down the hickory. Let us chase the squirrel up the hickory tree. Be my echo. Let us chase the squirrel.
Let us chase the squirrel.
Yeah, use a nice white voice. Up the hickory, down the hickory,
Up the hickory, down the hickory.
Let us chase the squirrel.
Let us chase the squirrel.
Up the hickory tree.
Up the hickory tree.
Hand signs. Be my echo. Hands ready. Do, do, re, re, mi, so.
Do, do, re, mi, so.
Do, do, re, That's it. Do, do, re, re, mi, so.
Do, do, re, re, mi, so.
Do, do, re, re, do.
Do, do, re, do.
Wow, wow, wow,
Excuse
wow,
me.
wow. Sorry, Danica. Wow, 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 wow. Go ahead.
Wow, 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 wow.
So one thing that you kids know about me is I really like animals. And you probably don't know this about me though. What I'm about to tell you is totally not true. I have sheep. I really like sheep and I have several sheep. It's not true. I don't have sheep. Now children, there's these sheep that I don't have. I do have. And these sheep, they like to get from one side of my yard to the other side, but there's this great big river in the middle of my yard. It's not true. And this great big river, the sheep need to get over to the other side because there's plenty of sheep stuff to do over there, and they just gotta go. So there's this song about this person who is a sheep charmer, and his name is Emmett. And Emmett the sheep charmer is the subject of this new song. Take a listen. It must not be you, it must be a different Emmett. Just take a listen. And by the way, Emmett's name is Charlie. Over the river to feed my sheep. Over the river to Charlie. Over the river to feed my sheep, to feed them well on barley. Charlie is a fine young man. Charlie is a dandy. Charlie is a fine young man who feeds the girls with candy. Draw the phrases with me. Over the river to feed my sheep. Over the river to Charlie. Over the river to feed my sheep, to feed them well on barley. Pause right there. How many phrases?
4.
Now, I sang more than that, right?
Yeah.
But really all that I did was I sang a different verse. It follows the same form, they were just new words. Let me do the first verse again. Will you just watch up here? Over the river to feed my sheep. Over the river to Charlie. Over the river to feed my sheep, to feed them well on barley. Class, what do I call the first phrase? Go!
Hey!
Yeah, Damien, I hear you in the back. Very good, very good. Okay, listen again and figure out the rest. Over the river to feed my sheep. Over the river to Charlie. Over the river to feed my sheep, to feed them well on barley. Who can raise their hand to tell me the second phrase? Natalie? Yeah, B. Does anybody have the third phrase? Will you raise your hand and tell me? Conrad, what are you thinking?
C.
If you put a C here, I would accept it, but I think we can be more precise.
Or A prime.
What do you say, Conrad?
A prime, maybe.
I think that a more descriptive, perhaps more accurate way to call it is A prime, and I'll prove it to you. Here's A. Over the river to feed my sheep. That's B. Here's A prime. Over the river to feed my sheep. It's the same except for the last three pitches. How about my last phrase? To feed them well on barley. Call it out.
C.
Yeah, good, Jackson. Yeah, it's a C. Hey, be my echo. We'll do one phrase at a time. Over the river to feed my sheep.
Over the river to feed my sheep.
Over the river to Charlie.
Over the river to Charlie.
Over the river to feed my sheep.
Over the river to feed my sheep.
To feed them well on barley. To feed
Feed them well on barley.
Let's do the whole song together. Go. Over the river to feed my sheep. Over the river to Charlie. Over the river to feed my sheep. To feed them well on barley. Did you know I have a great friend who loves barley? And it's not Charlie, and it's not Emmett the sheep charmer. It's not Danica either. It's Danica's third cousin. Her name is Phoebe.
Oh wait, I do have a cousin.
Named Phoebe? Wouldn't that be delightful?
I have 2.
Hey, would you maybe just listen this time? Phoebe in her petticoat, Phoebe in her gown, Phoebe in her petticoat, going down to town, your turn.
Phoebe in her petticoat. Phoebe in her gown. Phoebe in her petticoat. Going down to town.
So the craziest thing happened to Phoebe. Phoebe, she did something sort of mean to this old lady, and this old lady turned out to be a witch. So this witch was upset that Phoebe, bumped into her and didn't say excuse me. So she copied Phoebe's head a bunch of times and made it suspend in the air like a really weird picture, which is what you see in front of us. This piece of art made by the crazy witch is called Phoebe Head. Now, Phoebe Head is a unique picture because it doesn't just show you Phoebe heads. These Phoebe heads actually go down, back up, down. But like you can see, we can like connect the dots and we can see a shape, right?
It's a squirrel.
Kids, this picture shows you the melodic contour of the first phrase of Phoebe's. Check it out. Phoebe in her pathetic coat. And if you kids were in first grade, at the beginning of the year, you'd remember that I tell all my first graders, I have to remind them that when we look at the melodic contour, we're looking at the pitches, okay? So if I tie a string on the first Phoebe head, then you can see that if there were any other Phoebe heads on this string, they'd be the same pitch. And that's exactly what I'm looking at, but this is not loud. Let me go on. So check this out. That and this one are the same pitch. This one is pretty obvious, and then of course we have this, but kids, sometimes children don't understand that, yeah, that's what the picture shows you, but actually, that's the way that it sounds. Let me prove it to you. Go away, strings.
Okay.
Phoebe in her. These are the two same sounds. Pat was the same as this one over here. Tear was the same as these, and this one's totally different. Hey, let's sing it on blue instead of Phoebe in her. Ready, sing on blue and tap the beat. Point with a finger to the Phoebe heads. Ready, let's sing on blue. Okay, good. Let's this time put the first one on top of your head.
How?
So then let's put the second one on like your face.
No, don't touch it.
And yeah, be careful. And on the next one, let's put it like on your chest up high. So this next one is the same place. It's on your chest. Where do I go here? Your face, right? Because this was the super high one. Okay, then back to chest, and then your legs, your belly, I don't care.
Let's go.
Ready, singers, sing it on blue. Blue, 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 blue. Do it again. Ready, set, here you go.
That's so hard.
Stand up.
Okay.
On your feet. Instead of putting the one on your head and on your face and on your chest and your chest and your face and your chest and your belly, let's just clap it in the air. So you can go like way above your head and follow the picture. Ready, clap the contour and sing. Do this again, except pretend that we're best friends and you can give me a double high five. And now your double high five has to match the contour, which is what we've been doing. Ready, high five, be here to sing. Can you be super careful and make sure that when there's the two in a row, that's the same pitch, right?
Yeah.
And then when we go back up right here, we go up to where this one was, and this one needs to go to, like, think about the places, almost like head, face, chest, but we're high-fiving, right? Ready, singers, last time. Oh, can you sing it on blue? Ready, go. Have a seat.
Yes, sir.